The Four Queens Hotel website, I had a lot of information. It was nice. It was pretty direct. It looked a little old, but it was nice. It ran fine, and it broke down what you were getting. So it was a pretty good website. Parking at the Four Queens. It's indoor parking. You have to pay for the parking, but if you get a Players Club card, then you don't have to. They have a self-parking and for valet parking. Their parking is a little weird. You'd have to go up all the way to then go back down to find more spaces, and it's almost as if you'd have to go all the way up and then back down to get the best space. There was 2 elevators, one leading you to the streets and one leading you to the hotel, and you have to make sure you're taking the right one, because if not, you're just going to the basically the back of the hotel towards 3rd Street, and the other one basically takes you towards the indoor parking where you would be able to go into the hotel. Nice being able to see their limos there in the parking lot. That's a nice little decoration for the parking, that kind of a showmanship that Vegas was kind of known for. So staying at the Four Queens, their room was surprisingly not bad. Some of the reviews that I read, they were saying that it was pretty dirty and that they found a lot of garbage essentially in the room. I was pleasantly surprised when I first entered. I did notice that they did have 3 locks. Their swinging bar door lock was a little loose. Honestly thought it was just by accident. People they had it on there and they opened the door. When we first got there was an employee checking to make sure that we had a card to go up to the room, except later on at like 3 in the morning when we do come back, there's nobody checking to make sure that we're supposed to go up there. But when I go out to check out, there is somebody making sure that I have a card. I don't know when they're checking. The doorway around the door was a little dirty. The closet, pretty dirty. They had an ironing board that just looked really stained, and an iron that was just looked really old, and the top shelf was just, I don't know if it was caked on with dust, or it just looks like there hasn't been a lot of cleaning in the closet. The air filter for the air conditioning, it looked a little dirty, but at least it worked. I will give them that their air conditioning was nice. It was nice and strong. It didn't have any bad odors coming from it. This nice corner desk with a lamp and a coffee maker. The lamp was, it looks nice. It was a little dirty, and the coffee maker was nice. It had cups and coffee ready for you. They had a nice big flat screen TV which had bolts on it, which I thought that was a little funny to see. It looks like one of them is missing though, and also they bolt the battery cover to the remote. And I guess they were having a problem that they had to do this, because otherwise why would they do this? They're not just going to waste their time doing this. Drawers opened up smoothly, easily. There was no damages in there. There was a nice lamp in the corner. It had some stains on the shades. Usually they do, but it was at least nice. They had a little bench right next to it. It was old. It had one of the legs was broken. It's nice that they have it. It would be nice if it wasn't broken. I didn't want to use it because I felt like I was going to break it. But at least they had this nice desk that looked out the window. I thought it was a nice touch. Sadly, the view wasn't great because you got the top of the hotel, but and the parking lot, but you did kind of get a little bit of the skyline from the strip, and that's always a nice view. I just always check them to make sure that the lock works and that it's not like a flimsy door. It wasn't. It was a nice secure lock, and the door felt nice and secure. They had a safe, and I decided, check it out, and it worked. I was pleasantly surprised to know that I can put in a code and it would lock, and then it would open, and it was at least usable. When I look to the bedside nightstand, in the drawer, I find a dime in there, and in my trip to Vegas, I am up 10 cents without having to do anything. They have these light fixtures that are right next to the bed. I mean, they look old, but they work. They're nice. Had another nightstand next to it. We now get to one of the most technologically advanced items in the room, the clock radio. It's a nice clock radio. It did its job. It told me the time. We have right next to it, once again, we have another one of these light fixtures with these really old shades. I mean, they're nice. They light up the room. The floor has some stains. Some of the walls have some rips and tears, and the ceiling is popcorn ceiling. I mean, it was, at least it wasn't stained. But when we get to the thermostat for the air conditioning, I mean, it's new. It's not an old one. I can tell the temperature. It was a little dirty. I'm not gonna say it wasn't, but at least it was new and it worked. I start checking out the pillows on the bed, and right as I'm about to check the other side of the pillow, I see there's a little hair right here, and I decide to stop and maybe I'll look, do a little closer inspection around the bed just to make sure there's no other little hairs around here. And I'll start taking off these pillows over here. And one pillow on the other side is fine. The other pillow, it's fine. And when I get to the third pillow now, the one that had the hair on it, I see on the back of it there's a little yellow stain here. And I'm going to go ahead and check inside the bed now and see how it looks here. And I see there's a little black lint. Check on the other side now. Looking over the bed, I see here that, there's a little black, I think it's a hair, but getting a little bit closer, and I actually think it's a black string. And let's just say it's a black string and just leave it at that. I'll go ahead and now look underneath the cover here, and we now see that there are hairs on the actual mattress guard. I don't like seeing them. I tend to try not to touch them. Looking at the mattress guard right here, I see there's a little yellow stain there. And let's go ahead and check underneath the mattress guard to make sure there's no actual stains on the mattress. And actually, though, the mattress doesn't look too bad. Going over the other side here, I'm looking and trying to find any sort of stains on the mattress, and I don't really see anything or any bed bugs or anything that would make me do a double take here. I do see a little black thing there, but that's nothing. I'm not going to count that against them. There's really nothing there for that. So the bed actually wasn't that bad. Tried to lift up the mattress and couldn't get anything, so it's always nice to know that you can't just hide anything underneath there. We're now going to the bathroom. The bathroom had its ups and downs. It was old but nice, a little dirty, but could have been worse. So we have the hairdryer here, and it's connected to a pretty dirty outlet. Actual hairdryer itself isn't too bad. I mean, it's not too dirty. Sink is a bit scratched up. I don't know why it's so scratched. It looks like somebody threw a cat in there or something and just scratched the inside of it. And then I start looking at the actual sink faucet, and there's like these pocks or these craters. There's like actual sink is like deteriorating, like the metal is chipping off. Some nice amenities and features, but the actual sink and the actual counter just looked really, really old. I have a nice big light for you here. They have an air vent. There's like a dust bunny inside of a big ball of it just stuck inside of there. And check out the toilet, and the toilet's not too bad. On the outside there is a little hair right here I'm seeing, and I wish there wasn't a hair. When I look inside of the actual toilet though, once again it just looks really old. Like a lot of their fixtures just look really old, and I'm checking underneath the sink here, and apart. We're getting to the actual shower now, and the tiles aren't too bad, and the actual shower head has, you know, the usual lime scale, the little deposits. The wall of the shower here, we see a little curly hair from someone. I go over it with my little sanitized wipes, and I wipe down things, and I get everything cleaned up. This shower at least wasn't too bad. I felt like, you know, some of the tile was bad. They had some hair on and the shower drain itself was rusted, and when you would shower it would all pool there too. It was kind of gross. They had shower curtains, but at least weren't dirty. These shower curtains were clean. I didn't really find any stains on them. The actual shower bathtub area was a little dirty. There were a little bit of dirt marks, but nothing too bad. The actual handles for the shower weren't too bad. They were, you know, they had some water marks on there, or maybe they had some soap deposits, but nothing too bad. Go ahead and turn off the lights and check out the bath. We already can start seeing there's little dots of glowing stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I'm a scientist. I'm not gonna say that I'm a forensics expert. Here we see that this bathroom has a lot of little stains, a lot of little glowing marks, but you know, nothing too big. It's not like everything is glowing. The corner here has some glowing marks on here, but the floor corners tend to have a little bit of glowing, so there are some glow marks underneath the sink here, and then the floor has some little glowing stains. Nothing too big, nothing that really makes me think that I can't clean this up within minutes, so it wasn't too bad. I'm just looking underneath the sink, trying to make sure that there's any other weird things that I would find, like any insects or anything like that. I'm always looking underneath there to try to make sure I don't find any unwanted guests. Checking around the bathroom, checking around the toilet here, trying to see if there's anything glowing in here, and there's some glows in the corners of the toilet, but you know, nothing too big. And on the side of the toilet, we see here that, you know, it has some glow in the corner, but it's not too big. Over here we see there's some stains. I don't know how that stain got there. That's just a weird location for a stain. There are some stains over the toilet. Dust clot. Get to the shower, and the shower head, I mean, it's not glowing too bad. You can see some of the rust and some of the calcium deposits. It's not the worst shower head I've seen. There are some glowing marks on the shower tiles, and as we get to the bottom here, we see a big glowing stain here, and I don't know what that is, but there was no actual stain there in the actual light. So it's always nice when I find these big stains that aren't visible with a regular light, and then when I put on this black light, I'm actually able to see actual deposits of filth. And I know at least I gotta go over there and clean. I'm checking out the rest of the tiles in the bathroom, and they're actually pretty clean. There's nothing really too bad here. I'm like I said, I was actually really surprised and pleasantly surprised on how clean the Four Queens was. Actually, it wasn't too bad. Now we're starting to leave the bathroom here and starting to check out the floor on the outside of it, and it's not too bad. The light switches had a little bit of deposits on there, but nothing too bad. The corner here had some dust that you can kind of see. And next to the door, we see a spatter of glow here. And the closet, you can still see all the dirt and how dirty it looks, but at least there's not a bunch of glowing spots everywhere. It's not too bad. It looks dirty, and the ironing board looks stained. There are some green marks on the light shades, and near the desk, near the window, there are on the floor, there's glowing marks, some deposits of bacteria, I would guess. Checking out the foam to see how dirty it is, and it has a couple of glowing marks on it, but nothing too bad. And there's some glowing spots on the base of the bed. Nothing really too big. The actual bed itself doesn't have anything on there. There's no glowing marks on the mattress or on the mattress cover. I'm looking through the actual sheets, and I don't really find anything. I see on the walls there are some glowing marks, and on the light shade you can kind of see a little bit, but nothing too big. You can see that there are that glowing mark on the thermostat right there, and that's why I was saying the thermostat did look a little dirty. But I mean, like I said, I just wiped these things down. The walls had some marks. The pillows, I didn't really find any stains on them. I couldn't find any. I look on them all, didn't find anything. Look on the rest of the bed. Found a little black mark. I don't know if it's coming out from something else from underneath the sheet. So it wasn't that bad. Extra features for the hotel. I was pleased with the extra features for the hotel. They had a couple of restaurants. It was nice to be able to see. It was jam-packed with games to play, from slot machines to video poker to actual tables to just all sorts of games for adults to just have fun and just spend your nights just gambling. I liked how it had like a classic Vegas look, but it didn't feel cheap. It felt like a classic Vegas look. They had some nice bars at the Four Queens. There's a handcrafted microbrewery. My stay at the Four Queens, I was pleasantly surprised. I honestly thought it was going to be way worse. I mean, like I said, I read some reviews that read how dirty and how the staff was terrible and how it was just a really bad stay for them. And honestly, I had no problems with the staff. I had no problems really with the casino or the room. Most of the things that they said were going to be there were there and did happen. It was a nice hotel. I was really happy with my stay at the Four Queens. Booking the room was nice to be able to get the information I needed. It wasn't too difficult. I didn't have any problems trying to book the room or trying to get confirmation from the room. So booking the room was easy. Booking the room, I would give it a 10. Cost of the room, I did not like. I thought it was too expensive, honestly. I thought $300 for one night was too expensive. I didn't like that. Cost of the room, I would give it a 4. Parking at the Four Queens wasn't bad. It was safe. I just thought I didn't like that you'd have to pay unless you did certain things. I thought you being a guest at the hotel would be enough for parking, but it still is a little confusing on where should I park, or where should I go. So I didn't really like that. Parking, I'd give it a 6. Room safety, I like that it had a third lock. I thought that's always nice when they have, the card lock, and they have bolt lock for you to use, and then they have either a bar or chain lock. That's always nice. A third lock, something's nice. Room safety, I'd give it a 7. The bathroom was old. The sink fixture needs to be replaced, and it needs to have a new counter on there. They need to get rid of these old showers. The drain itself is just rusted. A lot of these things just look really, really old, and like they just need to be remodeled. And for the bathroom, I would give it a 4. The bed wasn't dirty. It had hairs on it though, but at least it wasn't too dirty. There weren't stains. The actual sheets weren't stained, and the bed itself wasn't bad. It was a comfortable bed. I give the bed a 6. Floor and ceiling, the floors weren't bad. I mean, they were a little dirty and a little old. Same thing with the ceiling. They just need to be kind of replaced. I mean, but there was nothing really wrong with them, so I'd give them a 5. The furniture at least worked. The air conditioning worked, and the safe worked, and the actual stuff itself wasn't stained or really like falling apart. There was the leg on the bench that was loose, but it wasn't too bad. So for furniture, I would give it a 6. For extra features, I was really surprised on how many extra features they actually offered at the hotel. From the just from the basic amenities to the restaurants that they had at your disposal, and even some of the shows that they have. So that's nice that at least you can kind of do some other stuff there. For extra features, I'd give it a 7. I thought the casino was nice. It's just jam-packed with just lots of gaming. See, it's not too crowded, but it is really packed. I actually liked it. I didn't mind the casino. Like I said, it's nice. For the casino, I'd give it a 7. All in all, I'd give my stay at the Four Queens Hotel and Casino, I'd give it a 62. I want to take this moment right now to thank all of you for watching to the end of this video, and I want to thank all of my subscribers, and thank anybody who comments and likes. I'm really appreciative of everyone who subscribes and comments. Thank you for your time, and have a good day.